Hi, my name's Helena Klassen, and I just want to share with you my story. Back in a year ago, last Thanksgiving, actually, I'd found out that my, at the time, then 7-year-old had an auditory processing disorder. I had been, I love to research physiology and anatomy is kind of my thing. And so I'd been researching and like, you know, every other parent that is trying to get their kid all the help they need, I threw myself into the world of trying to understand what on earth an auditory processing disorder was, what really was going on with his brain, what research was out there, what are people doing. My husband and I had invested in an $18,000 neurofeedback machine because I saw a bunch of studies done with utilizing neurofeedback to help with correct the brain dysfunction. We'd been paying for private tutoring. We had done a lot, and frankly, at the end of the day, all we saw was like this much improvement. We just saw that he was staying afloat. And so I ran into someone actually trying to figure out how on earth to use this biofeedback machine. I ran into someone that started talking to me about rebuilding mitochondria, and I immediately, honestly, if a duck would have quacked at me, mitochondria rebuilder, I would have been all ears. But I was, thank God, this person was brought into my life and used those words. I immediately asked if I could find out some more about it. I end up sitting down and end up seeing this ABC video, which I immediately knew watching the video talking about oxidative stress. A lot of people don't know about oxidative stress, but unfortunately for me, I knew quite a bit about it. My 12-year-old now, when he was 3 years old, was diagnosed with leukemia, and seeing him fight for his life for 3.5 years, I knew a lot about the fact that oxidative stress was linked to leukemia. I knew oxidative stress was linked to all your learning disorders, linked to aging. I knew it was linked to a lot, if not everything. So what I didn't know is I didn't know that I myself actually was about to realize just how much oxidative stress actually affected my life. Within like a couple months, by December, I was on oxygen. I couldn't even make it across my house. I couldn't get out of bed without my oxygen dropping. I couldn't take a shower. I was on bed rest 24/7. I was on oxygen 24/7. I had my 2 kids asking me if I was gonna die. I really didn't think I was gonna make it to my 38th birthday this year, frankly. Well, I showed my pulmonologist. The stuff I had got for my son to help with his brain dysfunction. And I'd already done the research myself. I said, hey, is oxidative stress related to pulmonology disease? And he goes, absolutely. And I had him look the stuff up on PubMed. He left, he came back, he was blown away with it. And he goes, oh my gosh, this is incredible. It's got so much research. I go, cool, well, I'm taking it. And he goes, yeah, let me know. And the long story short is 2 months later, I was completely off oxygen, and I have been ever since. It saved my life. So I'm excited to share this information because this was not only a huge blessing for my family. Within a month's time of my son taking this, within a month's time, you guys, 1 month, his reading comprehension doubled. He went from a 20 percentile to a 40 percentile, and he actually doubled the grade level in math. So this has now turned into not only an amazing health benefit for our family, but it has now become quite an incredible financial opportunity for me. So I'm excited to share this with you. And this is just a really quick overview, you guys. I cannot give you enough information all in one setting. So there needs to be a follow-up scheduled to go over all the additional information that we send out to you. Right now, I'm just going to share with you a little bit about the company. We are LifeVantage, and we are in the biohacking business. Nutrigenomics is huge right now. It's a study of nutrition on gene expression. I'm not going to share the ABC video. That'll be one of the homework assignments for you to take a look at that. What is key, though, is key for you to understand that Protandim actually went on the shelves at GNC, Walgreens, all your over-the-counter pharmacies, you guys. It went on the shelves back in 2003. In 2005, when this investigative report aired, there was such an enormous, massive amount of ordering in which the company had not prepared for. Because again, at this point in time, it had been sitting on the shelves, no one knowing what Protandim means, no one knowing anything about what this product was designed for. Well, after the ABC investigative report aired, and it took them 2 years to fill all the orders. By then, 2 years later, people didn't remember what on earth they bought, why they bought it. And so after a couple of years of multi-million-dollar losses, the company took the product to a marketing firm and just asked them, what do we need to do to save this? You see, during this time, immediately after the ABC aired and right before they took it to this business firm, Big Pharma tried to buy the formula twice. They didn't want, these guys did not want Big Pharma to have this. This was a product made for the people. You see, what happened is they took it to this marketing firm and they told them, this is a word of mouth product. You need to take this to direct sales. And that's exactly what they did. So LifeVantage was created in 2009. We are just hitting our 10-year anniversary, which is huge. We are publicly traded. That may not mean much to you, but it's actually should mean a whole lot. You see, every single year, there are thousands and thousands of network marketing companies that are developed, and of thousands being created annually, altogether, there are really only about 20 companies that are traded on NASDAQ. And to be traded on NASDAQ, that is complete transparency that's required. You're looking at verification of all documents, including our income disclosures. So that's a big thing. The product that was created was Protandim. What happened is on that video that you'll see, John Kionis, he actually comes back within 2 weeks. The company, what the studies actually say is that your oxidative stress will be reduced on average of 40% in 30 days. John Kionis went back in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks actually, and his was reduced by 45%. That is huge. And up until then, just to give, a lot of you may not have any background in nutrition, so maybe 40% doesn't mean much to you. but understand that up until this point, nutritionally, we have never been able to reduce oxidative stress by any more than 5%, okay? So again, it's made of the 5 herbs, and in the video, the study to see whether or not it extended life actually was done by the National Institute on Aging, which is a government agency. This was government funded study, and it increased life by 7%. Of course, ABC airs, and what happens, we have all sorts of people wanting to study our product. So this was a huge scientific discovery. So all the scientist publications up above, all the universities and institutions down below, you can see that have studied our products. All of these found on PubMed, which is a government website. We were featured and broadcasted on NBC, Wall Street, ABC, The Today Show, PBS, Dr. Phil, our 7 U.S. patents listed down below. And from the production of NRF2 and the discovery of NRF2, what really ended up happening was LifeVantage wanted to create a product that addressed the 4 pillars of health, something to reduce oxidative stress, something to rebuild and boost your mitochondria production, something to help with inflammation, something to help with your microbiome. You guys, 70 to 80% of your immune system is completely derived from your gut. The Human Genome Project has released so much information about the value of great gut flora, and so this is where the Vitality Stack came alive with LifeVantage. Now, as a business, let's stop and think about this. I've talked to you a little bit about the product. I've talked to you about the company, but let's look at this as a business. I'm going to just quote this because I love it and it's so true. This is from the Today Show. The latest trend in nutrition isn't a fad diet or newly discovered supplement. It's your DNA. I am driving down the highway and my 12-year-old in the back seat is talking to me about wanting to take some DNA tests because there's a link to some gene and some type of behavior, and I can't remember what it was. But you guys, everyone is talking about this. Everyone is focusing on their DNA and what can they do to change this. This isn't going anywhere. This is hitting huge, and this is what nutrigenomics is all about. And LifeVantage is the forefront of it. Just to show you where exactly we're positioned at with our product and really the advantage that we have here. Obviously, that anti-aging market, that's what we've been talking about. Who doesn't know someone that's fighting to stay younger, whether it's health issues or just pure vanity? The skincare market, this to me has my favorite story. When you actually look up the research that we're going to send you, LSU performed a study and saw utilizing Protandim in skincare had incredible, remarkable benefits for skin cancer, skin tumors. The information and what they saw, the results were so amazing that they picked up the phone and they called LifeVantage and said, "You've got to make a skincare out of this." So that actually was the creation of our skincare through LSU's study, the utilization of it and their recommendation. Our hair care product, again, I can't say enough good things about this. This is an NRF2 activated product. I just found out just last week, our hair care system just won the Stevie Award for 2018, you guys. It won the Stevie Award of all the new hair products out on the market. We got it. How cool is that? I actually have a background in the beauty industry, and so that product's pretty close to my heart. I love it. The Pet Tandem, women were giving this to their husbands were feeding it to their dogs, and all of a sudden Fido, who's had a limp forever, is jumping up and down like crazy. It's an amazing product. And I've got friends, they either have kids or they've got pets, one or the other, but it's a great product for people that want to take care of their animals and keep them around as long as they can with great health. The Axio is our smart energy. I take my comment earlier back about the hair care. I'll tell you what, the Axio is the nearest and dearest product to my heart. The very first day I gave that to my son at school, I just made myself some, and he's running in to the house. We're getting ready for tutoring, and he goes to grab it and he wants to start drinking it. And I was like, Garrison, that's mine, hands off. And anyways, he looks at me and he says, Mommy, I need you to make me some. He goes, I want to be smart in tutoring like I was in school today. And I just looked at him and I go, what? I go, you noticed a difference? And he just said, Mom, he goes, you should have seen me at school today. I was so smart. You guys, this stuff is incredible. The Axio is, again, NRF2 activated. What this product has done for my son and I is incredible. I actually took it to my doctor to have him write a note for it at school so I could be putting it in his drink. And my doctor, who had just diagnosed me with MTHFR mutation, which they are now saying about 50% of Americans have an MTHFR mutation, which inhibits your processing of nutrients, specifically and especially B vitamins. But also what happens is your liver doesn't detox. So your liver just doesn't function correctly. So my doctor looks at this and he says to me, no wonder you and Garrison like this. He goes, this completely skips your liver and goes directly into your cells. It's completely bioavailable, so you get the nutrients immediately. And I was like, that explains it. So awesome. So love me some Axio. And then, of course, the weight loss. You guys, the information and the research that was done into our weight management system was really derived from the Human Genome Project. Again, I can't say enough about the science that our products were created from. It's not like competing with someone else. We've got some incredible stuff there in some very competitive markets. So let me tell you why. Why now? Why LifeVantage? So a Wall Street Journal said that the ground floor opportunity of network marketing companies, the first 150 distributors per country, because we are sitting at roughly 65,000 distributors in the United States, just in the United States. So there's no better time than now. But the reality is, as we go through here, the reality is network marketing has just become huge. You see, the fact is AARP, all these places were Forbes, all these places are saying that 95% of Americans aren't going to be able to retire by age 65. So everyone's got a side hustle. So the article I took from Wall Street about why is prime time for direct selling. Bill Gates' quote about if he had a chance to do it all over again, he would choose network marketing. Warren Buffett, he's a pretty smart guy. He said it was one of his best investments. So here's the deal, though. Every company grows on this S curve, and at 65,000, we're getting ready to hit our 80% growth, that critical mass, before we stabilize. And And what happens, where do most people end up starting? Most people end up starting a network marketing company once it's stabilized. You guys, you have to work so much harder. I would never want to join Avon or Mary Kay right now. Now, back in 1800 or 1900 when it started, absolutely, I would have signed up. But that's the beauty of where we're at right now with LifeVantage. So how do you get started? Well, pretty simple. You get started with one of our packs. Obviously, you're going to get your investment, your return on investment through products, through your digital website, etc. But realistically, the objective is to get your return on investment back in as soon as possible by helping you get going on the business. Now, just what exactly, does our income statement look like? I love this. This just came out last month. And I just want to share with you guys, we are in June, beginning of June. I signed on November 10th, November 10th of 2018. I've been in the business for 6 months now. Very truthfully have been doing this part-time. I've had to take some time off for various reasons. And at part-time, you guys, in 6 months at part-time, I'm what people know as a Pro 4 with an average of $1,400 a month. So I just want to share with you, if I can do this in the poor health that I was in, if I can do this with 3 little kids, I know anyone can do this. But most importantly, when you start to just take a look at those monthly averages, just kind of ask yourself, which income do you need to make sense for you to do this part-time? So, anyways, thank you so much for taking a look at this information. There really is a whole lot more that we're going to send out to you, and we'll just be looking forward to touching base at the follow-up call. Thanks.